You know, sometimes the most profound wisdom doesn't come from some thick, complicated book. It comes from these simple, elegant phrases that have been passed down for generations. Today, we're going to dive into one of those, a proverb that holds a really powerful lesson about curiosity, effort, and what truth really is.
So this proverb comes to us all the way from Morocco, and even if you can't read the words, you can almost feel the history behind them, can't you? This is where the idea we're about to unpack begins.
Okay, so what does it actually say? The literal translation is just so direct and beautiful. If you want to know what's at the bottom of the well, make yourself a bucket. At first, it sounds like this absurdly practical piece of advice. But, of course, we're not talking about actual wells and buckets here.
And that gets us to the real question, right? Like any great proverb, the meaning on the surface is just a door to something much, much deeper. So to really get it, we need to break down the metaphor. What is this well? And more importantly, what on earth does it mean to become a bucket?
All right, first up, let's talk about the well. The well in this proverb isn't a hole in the ground filled with water. Nope. It's a symbol for any deep, burning question you have. It could be anything, like trying to understand a complex scientific idea, or figuring out what you want to do with your life, or even getting to the truth of a relationship. The well is your great unknown.
So it makes sense, right? If the well is the question, then the bottom of the well, well, that's the answer. That's the core truth, that fundamental understanding you're searching for. It's that amazing aha moment when it all finally clicks. It's what we're all after when we're really, truly curious about something.
Now here's where it gets really interesting. The focus of this proverb isn't actually on the well or even what's at the bottom. The real wisdom, the heart of the message, is in the action it demands from you. It basically puts the ball right back in your court.
So how do you actually do this? The proverb kind of gives us a three-step guide. First, you have to acknowledge your curiosity, that deep-down desire to know. Second, you got to accept that finding the answer is going to take real effort. And third, and this is the absolute genius of it, you have to embody the solution. You don't just go find a bucket, you become the bucket. You have to transform yourself into the very thing that can get the answer.
Let's just pause on that one phrase for a second. Make yourself a bucket. Think about what that implies. It implies transformation. It means becoming humble enough to be lowered into the dark, into the unknown. It means becoming strong enough to actually hold the truth once you find it. It means you have to be the active agent in your own search for knowledge, not just some passive observer watching from the sidelines.
And this really nails the core life lesson, doesn't it? True, intense curiosity just isn't a spectator sport. If you really want to know something, you can't just stand by and hope the answer floats up to you. You've got to be willing to do the work, to change, and to take that journey yourself. Ultimately, this whole proverb is about a massive shift in perspective. Knowledge isn't something you just receive. Real, true understanding is something you get through active participation. It's like you can't learn how to swim by just reading a book about it, right? You have to actually get in the water, and you can't know what's at the bottom of the well by just staring down into it.
And that brings us to the final thought. This isn't just some ancient piece of wisdom to admire. It's a direct question aimed right at you, right now. What is at the bottom of your well? What's that deep question you're dying to answer? What's the great unknown you want to explore? And most importantly, are you ready to become the bucket?